Hello students, how are you all? Hope that you all are fine as well as healthy. We are learning biology chapter number 1 and the title of chapter number 1 is the living world. So we are at the last phase of this chapter and today we are going to learn about the 4 very important and interesting short notes like the herbarium, then botanical garden, then museum, and last one is about the zoological parks. But before starting today's lecture, we are going to revise some important aspects, okay, which we are already learned in the last sessions. So you know that the binomial nomenclature system, okay, and which is the universally accepted, which is given by the Carolus Linnaeus. According to this system, the scientific name of any organism is given. So you know that in binomial nomenclature system, the 2 different type of name for the organism will be used. The first name is of the genus and second name is of the species, and then different type of taxonomical categories are also there. You know that the kingdom, then subkingdom, then phylum or division, then class, okay, then order, then family, then genus and species. This all are the different type of what? This all are the different type of taxa. You know that the kingdom is what? Kingdom is the largest taxa. That's why kingdom is known as the taxon. If you are going from kingdom to the species, means if you are going from high taxa to the lowest taxa, then characters will be similar, okay, or the similarity of character will be increased while the number will be decreased, and variation will be also what? Variation will be also decreased. But if you are going from lower to the highest taxa, means if you are going from the species to the kingdom, then numbers are going to be increased, character, okay, similarity in characters will be decreased and variation will be increased, okay. So it's all about the last video lectures, okay, and today we are going to talk about the 4 important aspects. See, 2 aspects are connected with plants and another 2 aspects are connected with the animals, like herbarium and botanical gardens both are connected with plants, while museum and zoological parks, this both are connected with the animals, okay. So first of all, we are talking about the conservation or the preservation of the plant specimens, okay. So we are talking about what? We are talking about the conservation or preservation of plants. We can say that conservation or preservation or preservation for the plants, okay, conservation or preservation for the plants, okay. So we have 2 different type of options, okay, we have 2 different type of options. So first one we can say that first one is what? First one we can say that is herbarium. The first one we can say that is herbarium. What about the second one? Second one we can say that which is known as botanical garden. Second one we can say that second one is the botanical garden. The first one is about the herbarium and second one is about the botanical garden. But you will remember this, in herbarium, preservation of dead plant, okay. So the preservation of dead plant specimen will be there in the herbarium, means herbarium is connected with the dead plants, while here we can say that preservation of the living plant, okay, will be done with the help of what? With the help of botanical garden. The people of Junagadh, okay, are aware of the Moti Bagh. You know that Moti Bagh is what? Moti Bagh is one type of botanical garden, okay. It is written above the gate of Moti Bagh. You will read where you go, okay. So Moti Bagh is one type of botanical garden in which the all living plants are there, okay. So first of all, we are going to start with the first short note, which is herbarium. First point, we can say that it is one type of method, it is one type of method in which dead plant specimen, specimens are conserved are conserved and preserved. Are conserved and preserved. Okay, so herbarium, okay, it is what? It is one type of method. Actually, it is one type of scientific method in which what? In which dead plants, okay, dead plant specimens. See, this word is important. Dead plant specimens. In which what? In which dead plant specimens are what? Are conserved, okay, and preserved. Are what and what? Are conserved and preserved. Okay. So point number 2, we can say that, see, in herbarium we are going to use a one sheet, okay, one herbarium sheet. In this sheet we will put, okay, or we will place a plant, okay. First of all we are going to dry this plant, okay, then we are going to spray, or we are going to fumigate some pesticide, okay, for removing the different type of insect and microorganism. Then we are going to pin, okay, this all plant, then we are going to label this plant, okay. It is a preparation for the herbarium. So point number 1 is completed. We can say that point number 2, in herbarium, or in this type of method, herbarium sheet, okay, herbarium sheet is used for the preservation of dead plant specimen, specimens. Okay, point number 3, we can say that after finishing this herbarium, all herbariums are placed according to what? According to rules of classification, and which will be used in future for different type of purposes, various type of purposes. Like for example, you can say that for the purpose of study. It means if any Indian students are going to prepare herbarium, okay, if any Indian students, okay, are going to prepare the 100 herbariums, and you can say that herbarium is movable, okay, we can take herbarium from one country to another country. That's why the dead plants are used, okay. So after some presentation, or in some presentation of other country, okay, it will be used. It means herbarium can be present, okay, in different type of countries. So we can say that for different type of purpose, like the study purpose, then research purpose, then purpose of identification. Okay, so point number 3 is completed. Now if we write about the point number 4, in point number 4 we can say that different type of steps are there for what? For the making, or for the preparation, of herbarium. Different type of steps are there for the making, okay, of it. The first one, we can say that first one is the drying, okay. So first step is drying, okay. You are not going to burn it, but you will use what? You will use the sunlight. So drying is possible in the presence of what? In the presence of sunlight, okay. Then what about the second one is, we can say that second one is fixing or placing. Third one is, we can say that fumigation of what? Fumigation of pesticides. See, these all steps are not included in your textbook, but you will remember for the other purposes, okay. Fumigation, and last one is about the pinning, Okay, means some type of pin will be used. So these are the steps for the herbarium. Now point number 5, after making herbarium, we can say that the labeling is also important. Okay, labeling will be the last step. Labeling is the last step for the preparation of herbarium. Okay, after giving labeling, you are going to write what? You are going to write the local name and scientific name. Local name and scientific name. Okay, you are going to write what and what? Local name and scientific name of given plant specimen, of given plant specimens. Then you are going to write about the proper systematic position. You are going to write about the proper systematic position. Okay, in systematic position you are going to include the family, okay, then order, then class, okay, genus, species, etc., 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 and division. Okay, so it is some points, okay, some important points about the herbarium. See, it is very easy question and it is a 100% theory based question. There is no like concept on this question. So herbarium is completed. Now see the second one is about the botanical garden. So see, first point we can say that in it means in botanical garden, living plants, okay, living plants are placed or conserved for the other type of references. So in point number 1, the one important word is what? The one important word is the living plants. Okay, so the one important word is what? The living plants. So botanical garden is one type of conservation or preservation place for the living plants. Point number 2, we can say that the different type of purposes are there. Different type of purposes are there for the conservation of plants, and the main purpose is for what? For the identification. Okay, so the main purpose for the conservation of plants in botanical garden will be the purpose of identification. Other purpose will be, you can say that the purpose connected with the studies. Okay, then we can say that purpose connected with the different type of researches. Okay, so this should be the other purposes, but the main purpose will be what? The main purpose will be the identification. Point number 3, we can say that the proper and scientific labeling is must or it is essential. Proper or scientific labeling is must. Okay, it is essential, means the scientific name is required, local name is required, the systematic position of particular plant specimen is also required. So only 3 points are there about the botanical garden, and in point number 4 we are going to write some examples. In point number 4 we are going to write what? We are going to write some examples of botanical garden. Okay, see the first example, we can say that the Kew Botanical Garden. Kew is not a question. Kew Botanical Garden. The first one is what? The first one is Kew Botanical Garden. If we talk about the location of the Kew Botanical Garden, then the location will be, it is located in the Britain. Britain means we can say that England. Okay, Britain means we can say that England. So the first one is the Kew Botanical Garden, which is found in the England. Okay, second one we can say that Indian Botanical Garden. Second one we can say that Indian Botanical Garden. Second one is about the Indian Botanical Garden. Okay, Indian Botanical Garden, which is located in which region? Which is located in the Howrah. Okay, Howrah, located in the West Bengal in India. Okay, and third and last name we can say that NBRI. Okay, it is important. Third and the last name NBRI. What is the full form of NBRI? N means national, B means botanical, R means research, and I means institute. So the National Botanical Research Institute, which is located in the Lucknow, okay, Lucknow, which is found in the India. So 3 names are there, and these 3 are the MCQ, one-liner question. You will write these 3 4 or 5 times extra in homework. So the conservation or the preservation about plants is completed. We are going to revise this. See, if we are talking about the herbarium, it is one type of method in which dead plant specimens are conserved and preserved. Second point, in this type of method, herbarium sheet is used for the preservation of the dead plant specimen. Third one, herbariums are placed according to the rules of classification and which will be used in the future for the different type of purpose like the study. Different type of steps are there: drying, fixing, placing, fumigation, pinning, and last one is about the labeling. After labeling, we can say that the local name and scientific name is must, and different type of systematic position will be written. It's all about the herbarium. If we talk about the botanical garden, then in botanical garden, different type of living plants are placed or conserved for the different type of references. The main purpose is identification. Other purposes may be study or the research related purposes. The proper and scientific labeling is required. It is must. Example: Kew Botanical Garden, Britain, okay, means country England. Indian Botanical Garden, which located in the Howrah, West Bengal in India. And last one is the NBRI. See, full form of NBRI is important: National Botanical Research Institute, which is located in the Lucknow, found in the India. So we can say that the first part of today's video lecture is 100% completed. So the conservation or the preservation for plant is completed, and now we are going to talk about the second part of this video lecture. In second part, we will talk about the preservation and conservation of what? Preservation and conservation of animals. Okay, so see the title: preservation and conservation of what? Of animals. And 2 different type of methods, means 2 different type of short notes are there. The first short note is about the museum, and if we talk about the second one, then second short note is about the what? Is about the zoological parks. See, not zoological gardens, okay, but zoological parks. So 2 different type of institute or 2 different type of methods are there for the conservation or the preservation for the animals. SMS plants in museum, we are able to get or we are able to preserve the dead animals, and here we are able to preserve the live means the living animals. Okay, this both are also important short note. Okay, you know that the dead animals are preserved in museum, and we can say that live animals are preserved in the zoological parks. So if we write the first point, museums are found in school as well as colleges as well as universities, but the level of all will not be same, means will be what? Will be different. Okay, means at school, the school level museum is there. Okay, you know our biology lab is one type of museum because our lab having the different type of specimens as well as herbarium. Okay, see, we will not use the herbarium, okay, because we are talking about the plants, but our biology lab having botany plus zoology means herbarium as well as some type of plant specimen. In colleges some higher level of museums are there, and in universities the very much higher level means the best museums are found in the universities department. Okay, so but the level of all will be what? All will be the different. Okay, all different type of institute having the different type of museum according to their different type of categories. Point number 2, we can say that in museum means in it dead animals are preserved, or conserved with the help of special type of chemicals, for example we can say that formalin is one type of preservative material, special type of chemicals in a jar or container or in a box, Okay, so in museum we can say that the dead animals, see dead animals, what is important? Dead animals are preserved or conserved with the help of some water like chemical. It is not a water, but it is one type of formalin. Okay, with the help of formalin in a jar or a container in a box. Okay, then point number 3, we can say that in a museum insects are also preserved with the help of insect box. Okay, so different type of insect box are there. For example, you know that the insect box are as similar as herbarium. For example, suppose it is a one type of sheet. In this sheet, first of all we are going to place a particular insect. It is a head, then that one is thoracic, that one is abdomen region. From the thoracic region 3 pair of appendages are going to be arises. Okay, so it is what? It is a one type of dead insect. Okay, it is an insect box. Then we are going to pin up this. Okay, we are pinning this region. Okay, and we are also going to pin this all. Okay, it means nothing. It means we are fixing the position of insect. Okay, it is one type of insect box. Okay, so in museum insects are also preserved. Not even insect, but we can say that the big animals, like birds, and mammals are also conserved. With the help of method stuffing. Okay, so you will remember what is the meaning of stuffing. You know that from dead animals all the muscles and bones will be removed, and then different type of, you can say the different type of artificial materials, okay, like cotton, okay, and the dust of the wheat will be placed. Okay, so big animals like birds and mammals are also conserved or placed in a museum. Point number 5, we can say that sometimes the skeleton of different type of organisms are also placed in a museum. Okay, so these are the 4 or 5 points about the museum. See, first one, museums are found in different type of institute like the school, college and university, but the level of all will be different. In it, dead animals are preserved or conserved with the help of chemical which is known as formalin in a jar or container or in a box. In museums, small organisms, small animals like insects are also preserved, okay, with the help of insect box. And in insect box, see, labeling is also there. Okay, labeling is also important. And some big animals like birds and mammals are also conserved with the help of stuffing. Skeleton of organism is also there inside the museum. So it's all about the museum. It is very easy. Okay. Now, if we write the zoological park, see here first point, in zoological park, in it living animals, in it living animals are conserved in a direct vision of humans, in a direct vision of humans, in a natural habitat. So see, three different type of points are there. Okay, in zoological parks, the living animals, okay, living animals are conserved, okay, in a what, in a direct vision of human, or in a natural habitat. It means in the cage of lion, we are not going to place furniture like sofa. Okay, in a cage of deer, or in a cage of, you can say that in a cage of giraffe, we are not arranging the chairs. Okay, it means we are going to arrange their natural habitat. Okay, so first point about the zoological park. Now if we talk about the second one, what about the purpose? The main purpose is what? Main purpose is identification and to understand the value of the biodiversity. To understand the value of biodiversity. So if people are going to see the different type of animals, then yes, people are going to understand, or people are going to be aware, yes, that humans are not only there in this earth. Okay, different type of organisms are also there. So identification purpose and to understand the value of the biodiversity. These all are the different type of purposes. You know that the zoological parks are one type of main attraction point for the children's. Zoological parks are the one type of main attraction points for the children. And you know that in Junagadh Sakarbagh Zoological Park is there. Okay, then you can say that in Rajkot Pradyuman Zoological Park is there. So it is the very simple points about the zoological parks. So two short notes about the conservation and preservation of animals is completed. Again, we are going to revise this both. If we talk about the museum, okay, in museum we are going to found the dead organisms, and museums are found in school, college, universities, but the level will be different. Okay, in museum, dead animals are preserved or conserved with the help of one chemical which is known as the formalin, in a jar or container or in a box. Okay, in museum for insect boxes there in which labeling is must. Big animals like the birds and mammals can be conserved with the help of method of stuffing, and sometimes skeleton of organism is also there. If we talk about the zoological parks, in it the living animals are conserved, okay, in a direct vision of the human in their natural habitat, and the main purpose is identification, to understand the true value of biodiversity. Okay, to understand the behavior, you will add this word, okay, behavior. We are going to understand the behavior. Animal behavior is the another aspect, and the main attraction point. Okay, it is the main attraction point for the children. So these 4 questions are completed, and see, 2 questions are still remaining. First one is the key of the taxonomical aid is the first question, and last question is about the keys for the classification or keys for the taxonomy. This both question I am not going to understand you, because see, these both questions are 100% information based, so I am not going to teach you. Okay, you are going to read this question by yourself. Okay, you are going to make notes or make the points of this both question by yourself. See, it doesn't mean then I will not ask this both question in exam. I will 100% definitely ask MCQ from these both questions, but these both questions are the general information. Okay, but if you have any doubt in this both question, then you can ask me or call me directly on my number. So chapter number 1, okay, is 100% completed. From next lecture we are going to start the new chapter. Okay, I hope you are getting it very easily. Thank you very much.